Welcome back YouTubers, back in the armour again today. We've got a very poorly TM recoil scar with us today, in the sense of it is not firing whatsoever. You can pull the trigger and it is completely dead. No power into it whatsoever, no cycling of the gearbox, and the other thing that's been mentioned as a possible problem is that the cut-off lever for the empty mags is not behaving as it should. So we're just going to open it up and have a little investigation as to what is stopping it from working, and see if we can find the fix. That, I think, could be our problem for why the cut-off lever isn't working, because it'll get pushed up and then there's a little broken bit here that is not engaging with the bit you have on the side of the body to release it, so it just kind of locks in and stays there. So I think that's one of our first problems. Even with that though, I've made sure that was pulled out on previously testing them before taking it apart, and it still wasn't shooting, so we're thinking there's something else going on in here. Right, I've given all the wiring a bit of a once over. There is a bit, however, which is kind of, I suppose, your first guess on it, where the trigger contacts have been obviously connecting. They're a little bit burnt and dirty, so we're going to give them a clean up, because I reckon that's probably what's causing our lack of power, obviously, when we're putting the gearbox. So we'll give them a clean up and hopefully that should resolve that. Okay, so far what we've done, I've cleaned up all the contacts within the trigger mech, so that if there was any poor connections there, that would have been resolved. Right, okay, just a quick check on the gears and everything. They are absolutely spot on. There is nothing I need to change about any of those. So absolutely bang on there. So we can put the rest of it back together. I'll be like that. If only every gearbox would sit there patiently like that, with everything in place, waiting for the top shell to go on. I haven't got to struggle with that spring at all. That's awesome. That's almost better than a quick change spring. I bet you if we swapped the spring over, we wouldn't be so lucky though. Okay, with the barrel clean, we're just going to upgrade to a maple leaf rubber just so that we can use it with heavier BBs and make it a little bit more efficient. So we're going to pop that in now, and obviously we'll do the Omega nub upgrade as well to work with it. Right, barrel clean, new hot rubber installed. Let's just attach that back to the body. Well, that's all back together, that's now been fixed. So from the problem of it not firing originally was basically the trigger contacts had got so filthy they just needed a good clean up. So they've all been freshened up, so that's now connecting fine. We've done a hop-up rubber upgrade, so we changed the standard Marui one out for the Maple Leaf Macron rubbers with the Omega nubs, so more effective on the heavier BBs. And we had that annoying problem, which sadly I haven't been able to source the part for that. That's the bolt stop from the empty mags. That snapped, so that one's redundantly useless now. I haven't been able to find a replacement part, so that is going to be something for the future to get that back together. But we do now have a working gun from something that wasn't doing anything at all. So that is now working absolutely fine. Now sadly I haven't been provided with a magazine on this one, so I haven't been able to do my usual shooting test that I normally would. I have to feed BBs in one at a time, which is a bit of a pain, but we do know it shoots and it's croning around sort of 320 to 325-ish, which is absolutely fine. So we now have a working gun again, minus the bolt stop when we have an empty mag, but for now that completes that one.